Hi, I wanted to talk a little bit about why U.S. equities are rallying despite the fact that the federal government is in a shutdown. And I think there's a couple reasons why. One, if you go back and look at the third quarter estimated GDP report, it came in at 3.8% versus expectations of 3.3%. And the strength was really twofold. Number one, you saw corporate spending on AI continues to be very strong and accelerating. And then you actually saw some strength in consumer spending at the upper end. We've seen productivity start improving. And with that improvement in productivity, despite the fact that the payroll market is relatively soft, you are seeing real income start to improve again at the upper end, and those people are spending. So we have that factor that is a positive for the markets in general. And then the other is the renewed or the acceleration, I should say, in corporate spending as it relates to AI. And so today we have the announcement of the partnership between OpenAI and AMD. AMD shares are up over 25%. The numbers continue to be very significant. Companies continue to look for strategic partnerships, and the build out really is massive. And I think ultimately there'll be a question of what is the return on investment on these investments. But in the meantime, this is pushing up the market. And the big question is, are we in a bubble? And there's actually a great interview with Jeff Bezos from over the weekend. And he was asked that question. And his comment back was, when you get into periods where there's new technology and there's a lot of excess, basically every project gets funded, whether it's a good idea or a bad idea. And investors start having a hard time being able to decipher between what's good and what's bad. And that pushes up valuations and multiples across the board. And if you think about growth investors, usually they're willing to pay for either or revenue acceleration or earnings acceleration, and they're less sensitive to multiples. So, I do think this situation can continue to go on for a while. The risks that are out there certainly continue to watch the credit markets. How long does the federal government shutdown go on? It will certainly affect agencies, the FDA, other agencies. So you could see some impact to different sectors. That certainly could be happening as well. And then we're going into earnings season. So the banks kick off with earnings starting next week. So those are all items to watch. Thank you so much.